And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the top 8 of the 2017 YugiTuber Grand Championship. In this match, we have PhoenixFlareX playing Herald of Perfection, going up against Heisenwolff playing the meta favorite Windwitch Invoked. And with us for this commentary, since we are playing Herald of Perfection, who better to have for a co-commentator than the one, the only, Olinthio.
What is up, guys? How are you all doing? Yes, I am still alive, surprisingly. I'm not dead just yet. But yeah, obviously, Cimo had to bring me back for this one match at least. So, opening up, PhoenixFlare has opened up pretty decent. He's got the Ritual Sanctuary. He's already got the Graveyard Protection, and also he's got the Ben 10, so he can now go net another fairy off of this summon. This is a free summon, which is just beautiful, because he only has one fairy in hand now, which is a slight problem, but also the maxi is pretty decent. So I don't know what Heisenwolff is playing, but if he's playing something that's special summon heavy. Oh, I do know what he's playing, and it is special summon heavy.
It is.
But if he can get special summons off, start doing special summons straight off the bat, and the maxi can be used, then this is really good. It only gets better for PhoenixFlare, because not only does he net the draws, he gets the he gets more fairies in his hand. So he has 2 now, because I forgot that obviously Ben 10 comes back, but that should really be negated.
Yeah, I mean, going up against Windwitch Invoked with a Herald and a maxi in hand, you're looking pretty good here. So it's, I mean,
negate.
Yeah, negate. Because if you deny the meltdown here, you're preventing him from getting to the Alistair, which is really the only thing he can even possibly do at this point. And then you're also preventing the protection from meltdown as well if he does any fusion summoning. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I personally would have dropped the Ben 10 there, but
yeah,
either way,
he had the Alistair anyway. So I mean,
that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. You can still just negate the Alistair, and it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly. This is the part where you like Dark Halls or Raigekis, and it's just like cry.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 back row. That's
4
not 4
back row.
Oh,
Wow.
Harold's favorite thing ever.
Blowing up. So Heisenwolff could be playing artifacts. It is with 4 back row. It's always a possibility. Ooh, that Twin Twister is risky.
That Twin Twister is good and not good at the same time.
I was gonna say it's such a risk, because if he's playing the artifacts, this could backfire so heavily.
Yeah, I personally think this is a bad play.
Ooh, Strike and Torrential.
Torrential Tribute.
Wow.
Well, that's what you get. That's what you get for blind MSTing almost. But he's been able to net off the actual profit of that, because it means that he can get another fairy in hands. He can potentially make a triple summon here with obviously 3 material overlay, but I wouldn't. I'd leave it.
Ooh,
you might as well leave it in your hands.
He did look at the Deltaros for a second, and that's an interesting play, because you can, because of Deltaros's priority effect, you have the ability to just pop stuff.
Yeah, you can technically get one of the hits off the back row. You can get a draw, but it's still pretty risky. So I guess he's just going balls to the wall.
Wow, he hits the Quaking too. So
man, these hits are ridiculous.
I know, this is insane, and it was a bluff wonder one. But no, I think the Deltaros was a perfect play.
It's funny how it works, because 50-50. If you did that in any other matchup, you will get destroyed, and that's it. That's how playing Herald works. Sometimes you just have to be really lucky. And he's going into the diamond as well. That's pretty decent.
Yeah. So gets in the damage. Ooh, he's going for the.
Okay, so he's going to net some extra negates in. Or he can't, obviously. Next turn he might be able to. Net some extra negates. But
he just has to negate 1 card here. So. Yeah,
Heisen is in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't even know what Heisen could have possibly drawn at this point.
I don't think there is anything he could actually draw to get him out of this.
He could have drawn a Kaiju, but even if he drew a Kaiju, he still loses next turn.
Yes, exactly. Even Herald's worst enemy, Kaiju, can still win him the game.
I know. So. This is just where Herald is so good. When you're in a game state this simplified, this is just like disgusting.
He drew the Alistair as well, which would be a pretty sick top deck, but it's not going to happen. He was just hoping he didn't have a fairy, I guess. So.
Oh man, that's nasty. So, pretty sure that's gonna do it. I'm actually kind of surprised Heisenwolff didn't just scoop it up, but
just to rub it in.
Yeah, just to rub it in. Desires is a nice card.
I've always been a bit torn on Desires. Desires? I can't even remember what cards are played anymore. Desires in Herald, because the times that I've been in testing and you banish like your main stick and chairs, you're just like, good. Well, there goes that. But it is decent. I like running it at 2. But he's going to try and get the Ben 10 back, I guess, which is still in graveyard, I'm guessing. So he can go for a Saphira play. Yep.
I mean, he doesn't even have to do that. He can just literally summon anything, and then...
Yeah, well, at this point, he's just flexing.
Yeah.
Just showing what it can do. I mean, anything here doesn't matter. It's just going to be negate fodder, really. And that's all she wrote, pretty much.
And this is when you make a rank 6 play with the Herald and the Saphira.
Just about to say, yeah. And somehow that'll be negated. But yeah. No, attack last with Herald. You always attack last with Herald.
You always have to rub it in with the Herald.
Attack last.
Man, so, I mean, Herald of Perfection's still going strong in 2017. Even though this is obviously, you know, this is a tailored meta that's somewhat balanced, but it's, you know, Norden's still in it, so I wouldn't say it's that balanced, but...
Yeah. So we look at the side deck. Okay, so the standard Kaiju sides there, the Royal Decrees are there. Royal Decrees should really come in, considering how much back row how much back row Wind Witch's Invoke does play. And, you know, it hits the strikes, which is a pretty big thing. A second... or a third Twin Twister may come in, I don't know, but he might take them out.
I like the third Twin Twister going second, just because...
I do like it too.
Yeah.
It opens up the opportunities for you to be able to get into that back row pretty heavily. Bringing out the Saphira is good here, I feel, because it really shines first turn, but you can actually benefit from it.
Right.
I don't really like it going second, so that's pretty good to take out. What else? Everything else is pretty less standard. You keep the Max C because you're going second. All of these are pretty good going second cards, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, if you could maybe find the room to squeeze in the third Twin Twister, I'd say maybe go for it. But, I mean, honestly, he's got the Kaijus, which are pretty much like... The
Kaijus are the pretty good thing. They answer the Crystal Wing
pretty
nicely, which can definitely stop this deck.
Crystal Wing, Raijin, Makaba, you know, anything that's really going to stop you from getting into Herald, the Kaijus are just going to answer. So
yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
But so obviously, I assume Heisen's going to go first because why wouldn't you?
If he's going second, I would be shocked, to say the least.
Shocked is definitely the PG version of what we will be.
It's okay. Maybe his plan is that he wants Phoenix Flare to think he's going to go first. So he's going to have all his side second cards in, but then he's going to draw all of them. You know, that's that next level thinking there. But obviously, no, Heisenwolff's going to go first.
Well, looking at Phoenix's opening hands, DN Shuffle at its best. Well, not DN, but the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. It's not the worst, but if he activates Pot of Desires before he activates pre-prep, I will slap him, Cyberling, because you will banish that third Herald, and therefore pre-prep will be dead because there's no other targets in deck. Because currently you can only search the Heralds because he took the Saphira out.
We have had someone Desires before using Melody in this tournament, so it is possible. But you never know.
Let's not do that.
So Crystal Wing hits the board.
Yeah, he has 3 chances to draw a Kaiju.
Yeah, which is pretty good, but and he's gonna have some deck thinning too, so his chances are gonna even be better than that.
Yeah, well, it depends. If Desires is deck thinning, but you're technically taking cards out of the equation, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at it this way, if you don't have the Desires, you don't risk it. You have 0 chance of getting the Kaiju. So
yeah,
it's a risk you have to take.
So he has a Book of Moon and also negates, so pretty decent, pretty good. And I assume back row will also be included in this, at least 2 probably.
And 2 it is.
There you go.
And he specifically needs another pre-prep. But that's
bad draw. Okay, so it's all riding on the Desires, I think, for this game, to be honest. Because he's got.
I mean, the thing is too, he needs a Kaiju because Slumber's not going to get him there because Crystal Wing's immune to destruction. Ooh.
Doesn't get him there.
No.
1, 2 Kaijus are banished, and he sided in 3.
Yeah, he sided in 3. So.
Yeah. Well, this is welcome to Brick City.
This is the downside of playing the Herald deck at its finest.
He has nothing for Norden. He can't use pre-prep. He can't use. Basically, there's like his whole hand's basically dead. He can get a Herald out, but it's not going to do anything because Crystal Wing will just stop it or ram over it next turn. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I think next turn he really needs to draw something amazing.
Yeah. And Dawn's going to trigger. Yeah, this is, I mean, I'm pretty sure Heisenwolff's got this game. Unless there is some miracle that allows PhoenixFlareX to come back into this. That's, I don't even know.
Probably not.
I was going to say, though, couldn't you technically... Oh, no, it wouldn't activate. Because I was going to say, you could find a way to force the Crystal Wing if it wasn't immune to destruction effects, and then negate Crystal Wing's effect with Herald. And that would remove it. But, oh, and Heisenwolff has the Kaiju. Oh, that's going to get nasty with Crystal Wing, though.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be... Crystal Wing's going to add the 3k to its own attack, and then... And he's got the other... invocation, so now he can go into a Macabre using Herald in the graveyard.
It's pretty much it's looking bad from here.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, he makes the Macabre. And now, I mean, at this point, it's just going to be... I mean, this is pretty much... I'm pretty sure Heisenwolff just have this all wrapped up.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't see any way pretty much out of this, unfortunately. But going into game 3, eventually, if it does, and eventually if it does, it simply means that Herald gets to go first, which is pretty big.
Yeah, going into the game 3, that's going to be what you want. And yeah, I mean, I'm really just surprised that he hasn't conceded. He drew the Slumber, which is just kind of hilarious. So I don't even know why he's, really even still going on at this point. But I guess Phoenix just is one of those players that doesn't want to give up if he can help it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the hand's not that great, so at least he's not giving up. That's what we like to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he managed to use his other copy of pre-prep, which is nice. He's going to Desires again to hopefully draw that last Kaiju, which at this point... And it's a prep and a terraforming. Oh my god.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fighter here. I mean, I think he finally banished the third... Yeah, he banished the third Kaiju off the Desires.
Yay. Well, you see what I was saying earlier about the fact that, Desires is great, but banishing 10 cards, going neg 11 plus 2, 1, whichever you want to say, is, it's 2017, still rocking that. It's just one of those things that is part of the parcel. You can't really do much about it, to be honest. So just chalk it up to one of those days, one of those things, and move on.
Yep, Phoenix setting all of his cards in his hand as bluffs, maybe trying to trick Heisenwolff, but at this point, I don't think that's going to matter at all, unless, I mean, you never know, he could fall for it, but...
Would be the sickest bluff play ever.
He did switch the Raijin to defense, which is really funny.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
In case of the inevitable and Mirror Force, I mean, he has enough damage to connect, so, I mean, that's smart either way.
Yeah, exactly. You might as well just always plan for the worst, especially in this situation.
Yeah.
But it's just clever play. It's safe playing, because if it did get Quakinged or Mirror Forced or whatever, you at least still have something to protect yourself.
Yeah, exactly, because you need to look at it from the perspective of how do you lose this game if they do happen to have anything in the back row,
Yeah.
And if you can afford it, like, just save your resources and make the game go on another turn, because you have complete control of the board and you're going to be absolutely fine. So,
yeah, correct. So coming in, he's putting the Severe Engine back in, which is, going first, as I said earlier, is fairly decent. Taking out Desires, he's put a third Twin Twister in, which is the correct thing to do. Because even though you are going first, you still get a chance to get to it.
Interesting, he's going with the restricts to not get Kaiju.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you either have to So as a Herald player, the mentality you have to have is either you go all out and try and stop it. Potentially, you may it may be useful, or it may just be completely dead, or you just ignore its existence and carry on. And if it happens, deal with it as best as you can, because you can recover from it, no problem at all. But if your opponent would kaiju your Herald and then go off, which normally would happen, it's just one of those things. So opening up, the hand is all right. I would have liked, I don't know. Stick would have been nice.
That's tough. I mean,
because if he had stick, Ghost Ogre doesn't really change much, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel that was actually a bit of a
miss,
a waste of Ghost Ogre, because Ghost Ogre would have been better to use on the impending Herald that would be coming down
to potentially force another negation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So turning a 1 negate into 2 and possibly putting them in a very tough situation. So I feel that from Heisen, that was a bit of a shotgun use of that, to be honest. But so this is a bit of a weird opening, because he needs to possibly try and draw cards, or try and conserve for the future. But I see what he's going to do. He's going to go for the Saphira play now. Get the Saphira, be able to get possibly a stick is probably the best thing to get, considering you're not going to be negating anything next turn. You can at least try and profit from it.
Right.
You can get some draws in the end phase, or get a Ben 10 back with Saphira's effect. It completely depends. I would not get a Herald here. I don't think it's.
Nope, you went for the Herald.
Oh, well, I guess with the Ben 10 or with the draws, I feel that they were some interesting plays. It probably will pay off. Who knows? He'll draw a stick now.
Ooh.
Yep. See, what do I know with chances?
Exactly, yeah. You don't know this deck, Will. What are you talking about?
Yeah. That's played out pretty perfectly, because I'd be thinking I need to preserve into next turn, and Stick and Chair is going to hopefully get me there, but a single Herald, depending on draws, is going to be a bit difficult. But either way, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, so Hymn of Light's going to negate their, or it's going to rather protect the Saphira from the destruction of Slumber.
That's a misplay.
That's definitely a misplay.
Because a lot of people forget that, though. It's not it's just
it's not uncommon. Yeah, it's just people are unfamiliar with the deck. So
yeah, I also like game 1 and game 3. Heisen got the Windwitch combo straight off. Must be nice.
Yeah, especially now he's not having to worry about Herald stopping this combo. So
yeah,
I mean,
and that puts that puts a damper on Stick Chair's plays next turn as well.
Absolutely, because he has a negate there. So I mean, he's really going to need. I don't even.
Kaiju.
He needs a way to bait. Yeah, he basically needs like a Kaiju or some other way to bait out the negation, which I can't even. I mean, Instant Fusion would be nice, I suppose.
Yeah, Instant Fusion would be good.
Manju's not going to work because it's another normal summon. But I mean, I guess you got to bait it, so.
You gotta.
Yeah, I don't know what else you're gonna do otherwise.
Exactly. I can't remember how it feels. You can get a draw, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And hope that you draw.
Ooh, the strike.
So the strike has completely shut down those plays, and this is pretty much game over.
Wow, that was rough.
You summon a monster with 1/5 or more game.
Well, I mean, he does need to still get the monster. But, I mean, again, he still needs Phoenix Flare still needs the Kaiju to out this, and then, and there's the Ice Spell.
What? So it leaves him with, what, 500?
It'll leave him with 500, I believe?
Yeah.
Oh, no, because the Ice Spell does 500 on summon.
Ah!
So that's actually exact game. Oh, my God.
Exact game. Wow.
That is so unfortunate. But, wow, Heisenwolff taking it. That was a really good match.
That was, yeah. Very unlucky from PhoenixFlare there.
But...
It's just one of those things when playing with Herald. It's something you have to take on the chin a lot of the time. And because of the type of deck you are playing, then... combos are just not going to come off. You're going to draw some horrible things like game 2. It's probably one of the brickiest things I've seen in a while. And yeah, unfortunately, very well done. Well done to Heisen. Unfortunately, unfortunate circumstances for Phoenix, but both did very well.
Still a great performance by both players. We got to see the fun Herald deck make its appearance. And guys, thanks so much for watching the video. We'll see you in the next match.